Hi guys, Amy here again with our March swag. Actually, we got this out on time this month. You guys should be proud of me. So this month we did an Easter theme and I was inspired by the Fabergé eggs. I love the colorful with the fancy gold and silver. So let's go over what's in your swag this month. First, we have a set of 2 Pasties decals. And then we have the Quick Stick It, a 5-piece tie-dye foil set, and some itty bitty stones, and some must-have tools when you're working with foils and with the pasties. All right, let's talk about the Quick Stick It real quick. This is our new formula. You can tell if you have the new or the old formula by the black sticker on the cap. And the new formula gives a perfect full transfer every single time. The potted version is still fabulous, but it's great for painting because it's a thicker viscosity. This is still nice and thin, crystal clear, and just very, very easy and fuss-free to work with. I know we're doing a ton of foils and we're all wanting that full transfer, so you guys will love that. Your 5-piece tie-dye foil set. These are perfect colors for spring and Easter. Next are the pasties. So these are Filigree pasties and there is silver and gold. You should have gotten 2 in your swag bag. And these are really thin, super sticky, works great capping under gel polish. Top coat, you can cap these in acrylic. The color will not run off of them. And again, just super easy to work with. Next, we have our tools. You've got a pair of pointy tweezers and a pair of stork scissors. Super sharp, great for cutting your decals and your foils. And last, your itty bitty stones. You should receive 1, the silver or the gold, in your swag bag, and these are tiny, tiny SS3s. I love to work with these because they don't require any special gel or any special glue. They sit really well right into your top coat and leave minimal texture on the top so that some of your clients don't like the feeling of stones, and I find that my clients are usually fine with these because there's just not too much raised area on the top of them. So we're going to put these right into top coat. All right, getting started with your transfer foils. I am going to just use white tips so I can skip the step of putting white underneath. But these foils, I would say white is the best color. So there's enough little bit of a white background. If a cuticle area, a sidewall, a area of it didn't perfectly stick, you're not really going to see it. So I usually like when I'm doing like the full transfer, I like to have kind of a matching color underneath. So if there is any areas that didn't grab perfectly, nobody's going to see them. So we're going to take our Quick Stick It, and again, this is pretty thin viscosity, and we're just going to paint it. We're going to do a couple different designs. This first one will be just a full cover transfer, and we're just going to paint a thin amount, enough on there that it covers perfectly and you're not streaky, but don't feel like you need a lot of this. You're just applying it just like you would a top coat. I usually let it self-level for a couple seconds before I get it in the light so that I don't have any ridges or bumps and I have a nice smooth surface to put my foil on top of. And like I said, we're going to do a few different designs, some with stones, some without, some areas without foil on them. So while that's curing, we're doing a 30-second cure. If you find that the transfer foil is not working well, try a full 60-second. Not all of us have the exact same lamps. So this one I'm doing just a stripe down the center, and I'm not doing it perfectly because I don't want any like real lines down the nail. I just want the transfer foil to kind of look patchy towards the edges. So just a quick stripe down the center, and I'm going to cure that one. Next, I'm going to do the design that looks like it's got a little cuticle moon, so I'm just leaving that area open, and I'm just basically painting the transfer gel where I want the transfer foil to stick to. And then I'm going to cure this one. All right, this one's out of the light, and we're just going to trim off a piece of the foil. And a little trick that I have learned to make it a little faster and a little neater in the salon, because now I've pulled the whole thing out of the tube and now I got to roll it back up, shove it back in there. So it can be kind of time consuming, or it can be wasteful because maybe sometimes we don't put it away right away and the back gets dust and stuff on it. So what I do is take the whole roll and neatly roll it up. Then I'm going to stick it right back in the tube, and I'm going to take my scissors and cut down the side. So now when you pull out a piece of your foil, only one piece comes out and the rest is in there, keeping it nice and clean and neat. All right, so we are just placing the foil on, and again, with this new quick stick it, you're gonna find that it is going to transfer much easier. I do use my nail up around the edges, especially when I'm doing a full transfer, kind of giving it a little scratch, and you can see the foil starting to pull away. And then wherever it creases up around the corners of the cuticle area or the side walls, I just give it a little more scratch and then easily pull away, and you've got a perfect full transfer. And I also like to mention, you do not have to wipe with alcohol. I know this is something that's going around right now. People are wiping that stick it with alcohol before they put the foil on, but you do not have to do that with the quick stick it. Okay, so next we're going to work with the tip that we just painted the quick stick it down the center. And I don't want a nice clean transfer. I want it to look a little bit splotchy. So when I press the foil on, I am not going to use as much pressure as I would if it was a full transfer. So I'm just going to kind of lay it on there, give it a little rub, and then pull it away. Perfect. No stark lines, which is exactly what I was looking for. Next, we're going to take the blue, and this was the tip that we just kind of covered the most of the nail, just not up by the cuticle area. And this one I want a nice good transfer, so I'm going to give it a good rub all the way up and down. Make sure you get down those side walls, and then just pull it away. Again, nice, clean, perfect transfer. And I plan on doing a decal up around the cuticle there where it dips in. And so I don't really care that it's not a perfect line. I just needed it in that rounded shape up there. And last, I just had a great idea. So I am going to cover this whole tip with the quick stick it. And we're going to do one with all of the colors and just kind of splotch them together. So we're going to put this into cure. All right, this is all cured, and we're going to go in with a couple different colors here. And you can see I'm not using a lot of pressure at all because I don't want my splotches to be too big. So we've got the orange. Now we're going to go in with a little bit of pink. Same thing, not using too much pressure. And then next we're going to go in with a little bit of blue. Add some purple. Not much room left, but we're going to take our last color and we are just going to press it over the entire nail so that it gets into all the nooks and crannies. Perfect. Looks like tie-dye camouflage. I freaking love it. All right, so now it's time to put our pasties on. So basically these are super sticky decals, really thin, easy to work with once you get the hang of them. The surface of the foils is fine. We don't need to do anything. We don't need to wipe them. We don't need to put a top coat on before our decals. We're going to go right over the transfer foil. And just kind of bend the pasty and just start picking at the edge of it. And just remember, these are so thin, so if you just go in and rip it off, you're going to end up ripping the actual decal. So just peel it up until you've got the whole thing ready. Grab the whole top of it and just start pulling it down. And you want to evenly grab it, because if you just grab a little corner, you'll end up ripping it. And just slowly peel. Keep in mind how big and long the nail is that you're trying to cover. And once you think you've got enough, I'm just going to take my scissors. I should have done this with my other hand so you could see what I was doing, but I'm just going to cut it because I want to save, you know, what's left on the backing so that I can use the rest of it at any time. And you can see it kind of curls up a little bit, but it's okay. Just kind of place it down, pull your tweezers away, and start in the center and just work it down. They're pretty flexible, so they're going to bend really well with the shape of the nail, and they're going to lay super, super flat. Just use a little bit of pressure and really press it down. And anything that's hanging over the edge, no problem. It's so thin. We're just going to take a file and we're going to file that off. And when you are filing it, just make sure that you are filing down, not up. So we're going to take this and just file away, file down. Don't file up because it's going to kind of pull the decal away from the nail. So just a couple files and it's going to peel right off. And we're going to do that same thing with the other side. Filing down and just peel that little bit off. There we go. Perfect. And when you're covering a full nail, I will run around the free edge just to make sure that it's tapered down really well so that the top coat can kind of wrap around it and you won't have any problems with chipping or peeling. And look at how beautiful that guy is. All right, next we are going to take the blue nail and we're going to give it a little design. So we're going to choose one of these designs and I'm going to go with this one right there. Again, you're just going to bend and then just kind of pick it off. That's why it's really good to have really pointy tweezers so you can get in there and just kind of pick at it until it starts to pull off the backing. Again, I'm picking at it evenly so I can get the whole top of it off, grab all of it, and peel it. Then we're going to take our nail and we are just going to place this right where we want it and pull your tweezers away and press. Perfect. Next, we're going to grab another one of the elements. And these are great because you can pick and choose which design you want, whether it's for a long nail, a short nail, if you just want to design at the cuticle. I want this to drip down a little bit more, so we're going to take this, peel this off, nice and slow. And then we're going to place this right below the first decal. And again, just get one side stuck down, pull your tweezers away. Oh, I'm having a little trouble here. Try that again. When you're grabbing the decal in the center, it's nice to have a finger available to kind of pull it away from your tweezers. Then just rub the decal down, make sure it's adhered well. All right, for our next one, this is for the purple that has the foil down the center. We're going to grab this long decal. Again, get it nice and even and slowly peel away. We're going to place this right in the center, place it down, pull your tweezers away, and rub. Okay, and for the one that looks like a speckled kind of egg, we are going to take one of these circular ones. Again, roll and peel your label off, I'm sorry, your decal off. Placing this right in the center and give it a good rub. I'm going to go back to the blue one here and add a little band around the top. So what I did was just take the decal, and now I'm just pulling. You can, because it's stretchy, you can get them to bend, and you saw I just held this with one finger and just pulled and stretched it around, so it gave it a little bit of a curve up around the cuticle there. And then I'm taking my file and breaking the edges of the decal just so that they lay flat on those edges. Okay, so now it's time to go in with some stones. And again, I love these because they are so small. It doesn't need any specialty gel or adhesion. We're just going to put these right into our top coat. This one I'm not going to add stones. I just love the depth and how pretty and simple this one is. So we're just going to cure that. This one we are going to definitely put stones on, so you don't need any extra top coat, just one nice even amount. And next I'm just going to take my rhinestone tool and pick up a few of these flat backs, and you can place them wherever you want. It's nice because with the top coat you can kind of slide them around a little bit and get them where you want them before you cure them in. And they are so light and so tiny that they really don't move around too much. They won't like kind of self-level, but you can kind of touch them up right before you go into the light. So I'm just going to place a few of these up at the top, a few at the bottom, and a few in the center. Now we can cure that, and remember this is your top coat, your final cure, so you're curing that for 60 seconds. We're going to do the same thing with this one, kind of line the top curve with the stones. So top coat and then put your stones on. All right, and last one, we are going to do the same thing. We're top coating, and then I'm going to fill the center of this in with stones and a few stones around the edges. All right, so here are the final cured tips. We've got our first one with no stones, and it's so pretty. This one looks great. This looks like a crown. And you can see there's very little texture, so very wearable, and they are nestled right into that top coat, so they will stay on for 2 weeks. And there's our third one, and then this one was our speckled one. Beautiful. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next month. If you're not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe so you get alerts when these new videos are posted. Happy swaggin'!